Hey gang, I'm Crossing Channel, and Nintendo has finally revealed that the Animal Crossing Direct will happen on October the 15th. Now, this is incredibly exciting news, and once again, we're thinking about what kinds of additions, new features, and updates we could see revealed within this Animal Crossing Direct. It's been revealed to be 20 minutes long, which is quite a significant chunk of time to talk about future updates for Animal Crossing New Horizons. Of course, we've seen many different updates data mined which could finally make it into the actual game, and many of these actually relate to villages in Animal Crossing New Horizons. Now, it's no secret that people do really believe the villages in New Horizons need some major improvements, so it could finally be time that we see some exciting new updates for villagers in Animal Crossing New Horizons. I'm going to take a look at some of the updates that we could see for villagers in this latest Animal Crossing Direct and more, so we'll jump into this. Before we do, I just want to make a quick announcement. I'm really excited to announce Crossing Channel limited cards designed by Craftsy Crossing. There's only 30 of these in existence and each one is numbered, so the card that you purchase will be truly unique. There's also one rare gold card in the mix to make it extra special. These will be available until they sell out, so make sure you get your hands on one before they go. It's limited to one per customer and the link to purchase is down in the video description. So I think it's fair to say that most Animal Crossing New Horizons players want to see at least some improvements with the villages in the game. There's no denying that they have a lot less interactions than past Animal Crossing games, and the dialogue honestly isn't the best as it could be too, at least in terms of the variety. Now, one thing that definitely would improve the villagers a lot is to give them a lot of new dialogue, and this is definitely something that I'm sure we will see at least a little bit of in this new update, especially with new features and of course the Roost coming as well. Now, of course, this may not be the significant overhaul that people have been waiting for, but I still think getting new dialogue will definitely be a nice thing, and it just makes it more enjoyable to talk to your villagers if you know they're going to say something new. It'll be really fun to see them in the Roost as well and interact with them there, and hopefully we can do the little coffee mini games where we actually serve our villagers, so there's another brand new interaction and element with the villagers that we need to learn about, such as their coffee order. I think all of that is pretty obvious though, so what else is hiding in the game's code that could actually make it in the next Animal Crossing update? Well, surprisingly there's a lot that's related to villagers which we could definitely see. It was data mined quite a while ago that there was evidence that villagers will be able to visit your home in Animal Crossing New Horizons, just like they were able to back in Animal Crossing New Leaf. Now this would definitely be a nice new upgrade and interaction with your villagers. I feel like the fact that they can't visit your house is definitely a shame, and it's one of the little interactions that I actually looked forward to back in Animal Crossing New Leaf. It was even data mined that there was specific dialogue for villagers pointing out things within your home that they would see as they visited your house. So it does definitely seem like this feature will make it to the game, and this is definitely the perfect time to do it. I do think that if somehow it doesn't make it into the next update, it's something that we will see in the future, as it basically seems like it's pretty much ready to go. Of course, something else really interesting was data mined in the most recent Animal Crossing update related to villager fortunes. Now, we don't know exactly what this is, but it seemed like some type of new villager interaction where maybe your villagers would come up to you and read you some kind of fortune for the day, or maybe it'd even be something related to fortune cookies. This one is honestly pretty vague, and it might sadly mean nothing. It's not as clear-cut as villagers visiting your house, for example, but I do feel like there's something there, and maybe this could be a really nice surprise that Nintendo would reveal to us in the upcoming Direct. Now, I made a video about a month ago about potential villager jobs which are data mined in Animal Crossing New Horizons. This was speculated on quite a lot, as it was discovered that villagers had certain specific job-related outfits assigned to them in the code of the game, such as nurse uniforms, doctor uniforms, etc., which was definitely intriguing because whilst these villagers of course could wear these clothes at any time, it was interesting that there was code that specifically attached these outfits to the villagers for seemingly no reason. So this does kind of lead you to believe that maybe at some point they could have some kind of job-related updates for villagers in Animal Crossing New Horizons. Maybe it would be something like Animal Crossing Happy Home Designer, where you actually could see your villagers doing little sort of mini jobs within the buildings that you designed. I really doubt that it would be as elaborate as that, and honestly it might mean nothing. In fact, it could simply be a test on Nintendo's part just to see if they could do something, and maybe they decided not to, but it honestly wouldn't surprise me if something related to this was shown in the Animal Crossing Direct. If we're talking about villager interactions, then giving them more purpose and giving them their own mini jobs to do and new kind of roles within the game would definitely be a fantastic one. In fact, when I made that video, it seemed like everyone was incredibly excited for the idea of this, so I definitely think it would be something that Nintendo could consider doing. Now, I don't exactly know how villager jobs would work in Animal Crossing New Horizons, but I'm guessing it would be similar to Happy Home Designer like I mentioned, where maybe you could see certain designed buildings and your villagers would be there kind of dressed up doing funny little things. I'd really love to see this, and I think seeing our favorite villagers all dressed up, just doing some cute little rolls around your island would be really cool. I can't imagine any of the villagers actually becoming doctors, for example. It'd definitely be just a cosmetic kind of thing, but I'd still really like that a lot, and it would be a great addition to the game. Now, one of the things that's actually been confirmed is there will be a Series 5 of Animal Crossing amiibo cards, which Nintendo is probably planning to launch alongside this big update. Now, this is really exciting because what could an entire new set mean? Well, it potentially could mean that we may finally see amiibo cards for some of the missing Animal Crossing villagers, which in my opinion would be the best Animal Crossing villager update that we could see. Bringing in missing characters so we have even more villagers to choose from would be fantastic, and this could of course involve the missing Nintendo characters such as Wolflink, Inkwell, etc. that we've been missing since Animal Crossing New Leaf, which were introduced in the Welcome Amiibo update. I think this would be absolutely fantastic and definitely something that Nintendo would do because they're still missing a lot of the Nintendo content from this game that was present in past games, so this seems like it'd be a good way to implement it. Personally, I can't see them introducing brand new villagers in Series 5. That would absolutely be the best thing, especially if they came out with some new species, but I feel like that's maybe hoping for a bit too much. I honestly don't expect that at all. I think it's much more realistic to assume that they may do cards for some of the missing characters, or perhaps for some of the special amiibo characters like I mentioned earlier. Either way, I'd be super happy with that. Getting new villagers that you could get within the game would honestly be fantastic, and it'd definitely make getting those cards much more worthwhile, especially if they did introduce a lot of Nintendo furniture alongside them. So, what do you think? Are you hoping that we'll see some villager updates in the upcoming Animal Crossing Direct? I certainly think it's more possible than ever, and with so many interesting ones data mined, it really wouldn't surprise me if we did see at least some new updates for villagers in Animal Crossing New Horizons. It's basically safe to assume that we will see our villagers within the roost, so at least that's some kind of new interaction. You know, it just makes it a little bit more interesting to see them there rather than just wandering around aimlessly in your island. But let me know your thoughts down in the comments section below. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like, show support, and if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe and turn on channel notifications for more videos. If you made it to the end, be sure to comment Bob's Gang down below so I know that you did. I want to give a big thanks to these channel members for their continued support of me and what I do here on this channel. If you want to become a channel member, click the join button down below the video or the link in the description to learn more. You can get a whole bunch of cool perks like exclusive emojis, a badge by your name, access to our members only Discord and our members only podcast too.